No one in the city knew his name. He was just another man on a crowded street. Another face people passed without noticing. He walked alone most days, carrying his worries quietly. Blending into the noise of traffic, footsteps, and hurried conversations that morning. He felt weaker than usual, his chest tight, his vision blurred, but he told himself to keep moving. People depended on him, even if they did not know it. By midday, the street was alive with motion. Vendors called out, buses roared past, and strangers rushed in every direction. Then, without warning, the man collapsed at first. People stepped around him. Some assumed he had tripped. Others feared getting involved. The city had taught them to mind their own business. Seconds passed, then minutes, and the man remained still, struggling to breathe. Then one person stopped. A woman returning from work noticed his hand trembling. She knelt beside him. Unsure what to do, but unwilling to walk away, she called out for help. Her voice breaking through the noise of the street. Most people kept moving, but a few turned back. A young delivery rider arrived next, setting his bike aside. He checked for a pulse the way he had learned from an online video months earlier. It was weak. The man's breathing was shallow, uneven. Panic rose, but the rider stayed. Another stranger joined them, an older man who had once worked as a security guard. He recognized the signs immediately. He shouted for someone to call emergency services. A teenage girl nearby froze for a moment, then pulled out her phone and made the call. Hands shaking as she explained what she was seeing. The crowd began to grow. A street vendor brought water and cleared space. Someone held an umbrella to block the harsh sun. A woman removed her jacket and folded it beneath the man's head. None of them knew each other. None of them had planned to be there. Time stretched. Every second felt heavy. The man gasped. Fighting to stay conscious, the delivery rider began chest compressions, counting out loud, guided by the voice on the emergency call. The woman who had stopped first held the man's hand, whispering encouragement to someone who could barely hear her. People who would never meet again. Became a team. Traffic slowed. The city paused when the ambulance finally arrived. The stranger stepped back, exhausted, uncertain, and silent. Paramedics took over, working quickly, loading the man into the vehicle. Before the doors closed, one of them looked up and nodded at the group. Because of you, he's alive. The ambulance disappeared into the noise of the city, and just like that, the moment ended. The crowd dispersed. The delivery rider returned to his bike. The street vendor reopened his stall. The woman went home, carrying the weight of the day in her chest. Days later, in a hospital room filled with quiet machines and soft light, the man opened his eyes. Doctors told him his heart had nearly failed. They told him that without immediate help, he would not have survived. He asked who saved him. They had no names to give him. Only a story. Strangers had stopped. Strangers had stayed. Strangers had chosen to care. The man would never meet them. He would never be able to thank them properly. But he carried them with him from that day forward, in every breath, in every step he took back into the world. In a city that taught people to look away, a few had chosen to look closer. And because of that choice, one life continued.